Hey everybody, we're in the TC2000 software, Telechart 2000, put out by Worden. This is, of course, one of the softwares that we use to track the performance of stocks and how to determine, if that stock is a right stock for us to go into. It's linked at the resources tab at the website. You can use it for free for 14 days to see if you even want it. No, they're not a sponsor of the show. They don't pay us to say these sorts of things. They're the #1 rated software, and we just use them and we're just recommending them. That's it. Now, in this software, I'm looking at a particular stock. This is Varian Medical Systems. You can see right there on the screen. And I want to show you something really cool if you're new to all of this. If you look right here on the last day of trading, look at this. This is called a candle. And in episode number 4, we talk about the different ways that you track software. Okay, that's the very next episode that's coming up. I'm sorry, not episode 4, but tutorial 4. This is tutorial 3. Tutorial 4 will be the very next episode. It'll be lengthy, showing you how to track and how to sort and things of that nature. But what I want to do is kind of jump the gun here, and I want to show you something very, very, very cool. This last day of trading is represented by this candle. This is called a candle. And it's called a candle because it has a stubby body, fat body with a wick off the top, and many times, like the one next to it, a wick off the bottom. Okay, and this tells me a lot about what's going on for that particular day of trading. Now, what's really awesome is this candle tells me that tomorrow I'm more than likely going to go down in price. So I ended the day at $77.69, but tomorrow I'm probably going to go down. How do I know that? Well, I know that by the shape of the candle. This is a very unique candle creation. It creates a very unique pattern with no candle off the bottom, a very short stubby body, and a very long candle off the top. And that tells me that more than likely on tomorrow's day of trading, when we get past amateur hour, we're going to see this stock dropping in price. So we use these indicators to develop a short list of stocks to look for. We have a checklist also available at the resource tab, and we would go down the checklist and we would ask ourselves those questions, and then we would decide if we're going to get into the trade or not. This, if I could sort through all 6,000 stocks and find indicators like these, and there are many, many indicators with cute little names like Abandoned Baby and Shooting Star and my favorite, Concealing Baby Swallow. Yeah, these candles have names because they indicate a direction change, and that usually means money to the investor. So if I could sort through all 6,000 stocks, find the ones that just produced these indicators, that would give me a really short list to look for tomorrow, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to sort through all 6,000 stocks to find indicators like these, and here's how we do it. Let's bounce over to the website. This is, of course, the Investing the Right Way website. If you go up to the top for the Resources tab, scroll down just a little bit, you'll see us where we talk about the TC2000 software, and right there at the bottom it says Easy Scan Recipes in red. Click that. It's going to go to a hidden page on the website where this video will be embedded showing you what to do with it, and these are recipes. And here's one I was talking about, the Abandoned Baby. Okay, and this formula below it is a recipe on how to sort that. Okay, well, what can I do with that? Let me show you. Bounce back to the TC2000. Come over here, top left-hand corner, click New. Then click Condition PCF Formula. That's going to pull up this little jewel right here. Now, you can call it Abandoned Baby if you want to, but I got to tell you, I wouldn't do that because there are abandoned babies for upward movement and there are abandoned babies for downward movement. And you're going to see a lot on the recipes. They have the same identical name. So instead, we're going to use the analogy bulls and bears. Bulls, of course, drive the stock up, and bears are downtrending stock. And we're going to be looking for look for bulls. So I'm going to title this Bull. And I would normally just say 1, but for the sake of this tutorial, since I've already made them, I'm going to say Bull Tutorial 1. That's just for me. I bounce back to my website. I'm going to double click on the formula, right click, copy. So I've selected that by double clicking on it, and then I'm going to right click, copy, bounce back, paste it right in there. If there's an error message, it means that the formula is wrong. It's not parsed correctly, but you see we've got a calculation speed, so there's no error message, so it's correct. I'm going to say OK. That bounces it to this screen. If you look at the upper left-hand corner, you'll see Scan in New Window. Click that. That pulls up the Easy Scan, and the first thing that we need to do is we need to change this because it's looking for all stocks that are just on the S&P 500. We don't want just those 500 stocks. We want to look at all of them. We want to look at all 6,000. So click that, go to U.S. Common Stocks. Then we're going to add two more conditions to this scan. The first condition that I want to add is price by volume, or I'm sorry, price per share. So I'm just going to type that, price per, and you'll see that it begins to sort everything that we're typing. There it is, price per share. I'm going to click that. I need to say greater than, and then in the value we're going to put 15. Well, what I just did there was I said that I'm only going to look at stocks that are over $15 in value. Why am I going to do that? Why would I not look for cheaper stocks? Because cheaper stocks we find are more volatile. And the more volatile they are, the harder they are to predict. And the less likely that one of the big boys is going to be using them to make money. And remember, we're just following along after the big boys. We see the wake of their passing and we follow along behind them, so we pick up the scraps. That's all we're doing using the techniques that we've discussed this far. We're not trying to use our gut. We're not trying to use emotion. We're not trying to use what's in the news. We're seeing what the big boys are doing and we're going in their direction too. And for stocks that are under $15, they usually don't tend to mess with those too much. So that's the first condition we set. The next condition that we set is located all the way at the bottom. It's called volume 90 day. This is the average 90-day volume. On a daily basis, how many shares are changing hands, okay, over a 90-day average. That's what we're looking for. And we want to say greater than, and then in the value, we're going to put 500,000 shares a day. It needs to be 500,000 shares a day traded or higher. Again, why? Well, of course, again, we're looking for what the big boys do. And that if the stocks are traded at 50,000, 60,000, 80,000 shares a day, the big boys aren't playing there. So it becomes harder to predict. The stock is more volatile, and it's harder to predict that movement. So those are the conditions that we're going to do. Then I'm going to click up here and say save. That pulls up this list, and it says, what do you want to name it? And again, we're going to call this Bull Tutorial 1. You would just call it Bull 1 or Bear 1, okay, depending. You can see right there I've already got them labeled, so I'm just showing you how to do this. So call it Bull 1 or Bear 1, and you'll have roughly 30 of these things, and click Save. Awesome. Now it's done. Now, once you've got all those Bull and Bear Easy Scans done, you'll come back to Easy Scan, and you'll just begin to type. So I want Bear. We'll look at the Bear 1. This produced for me 2 search results on that criteria. And if I click this one, the very first one, you can see, look, this is a stock that created that indicator, that short, fat, stubby body, no wick off the bottom, extremely long wick off the top, and that indicates that I'm probably going to turn down on tomorrow's day. Now, this is not 100% accurate. You, of course, want to use our checklist on the resource tab. I'll just go ahead and show you where that's at too. Let me bounce over, go to the resource tab, and right here, this options buying checklist. If you click that, you're going to get a PDF checklist that you can print out, and all you're going to do is ask yourself these questions on that particular stock to try to determine if you can get into it. But finding the ones with the candles that tell you that they're fixing to go a certain direction is a way to develop a short list of stocks to look for, sorting 6,000 stocks down to maybe 50.